Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Hello and welcome to a special episode of CNBC-TV18 and Qualcomm present the 5G opportunity. The deployment of 5G has become a priority to meet the connectivity, flexibility and the resiliency requirements of the post-pandemic world. In India, the economic impact of 5G is projected to hit 1 trillion by 2035. So how can 5G unlock new economic opportunities and societal benefits and help India leap over the traditional barriers to development and further the Digital India vision? Well, 5G technology provides a better user experience in terms of data download rates. It's 10 times faster than 4G and has up to 3 times greater spectrum efficiency and super low latency. To usher in Industry 4.0, India will see applications across agriculture, education, health, transportation, traffic management, smart cities, smart homes, and most importantly, the Internet of Things. While the service has recently been launched here in India, 5G as a technology has been commercially available in over 50 countries like France, South Korea, US, etc. for a few years now, and there are valuable lessons that we can take from the launches globally, the successes and the failures in these markets. Indian operators could learn from their counterparts' experience and avoid, or rather not repeat, the same mistakes which their counterparts may have made. To discuss the challenges and the opportunities and the infrastructure requirements for a smooth rollout and the roadmap ahead, we are now joined by Rajan Vagadia, VP and President Qualcomm India and SAARC, and Soumya Narayan Sampath, the Executive Vice President and CEO of Verizon. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the show today. My first question is to you, Sampath. More than 50 countries have rolled out 5G globally. What are the best practices from the global rollout that would be relevant here in India?
Verizon was the first carrier in the world to roll out 5G. Getting the network access rolled out as well as the device ecosystem rolled out at the same time. Typically what happens, one precedes the other and then there's a gap there. So rolling both out together simultaneously was a very good practice for us. And basically by the middle or the end of this year, a majority of Verizon customers will already be on a 5G device. So I think that's one big thing. The second piece for us is use wide spectrum options. For us, we use low band, mid band, and millimeter wave spectrum to create the capacity we need for 5G applications. The third big lesson we've learned is get early and start developing use cases. It's a new technology. Speed is just one of the currencies. So get early and start developing new technologies and use cases we can use.
Sampath, you said that high speed is just one of the use cases. There are several other use cases that are still developing. How has 5G created a differentiated experience for Verizon's customers?
5G is not just 4G done faster. There are new currencies. Some of them include significantly lower latency, device density, security, energy consumption. The ones we are most excited about right now are really low latency and very high speed. It opens up new opportunities for us. We think 5G was built for business, and the new latency applications we have tend to be around factory floor, around automation, around healthcare, and these are the applications that we are developing these days.
Rajan, let's talk a little bit more on this. How do you see digital transformation play out beyond 5G in terms of private networks, enterprise use cases, Industry 4.0, the factory floor that Sampath was referring to?
The automation of the industry and the digitalization of the enterprise results in a huge chunk of data getting generated. And as there are more sensors, there are more connectivity in the premise, in the enterprise, these data chunks are far more larger than we had ever envisaged or encountered in the past. Only 5G can handle that. Also, as a part of this outcome of this collection or handling of huge data, comes a need of the enterprise or the industry to contain that data and ensure that it is secure. So all of these needs which are arising out of the automation and the digitization, the 5G private network is a logical answer to that. So I see adoption of 5G network to be a sort of almost a given in the near future, not just in India, but of course everywhere globally.
Interesting. So India's just gotten started on its 5G journey. Sampath, what according to you does the road ahead for wireless connectivity look like both globally and in India?
One of the interesting things is the demand for network capacity is not going to die down anytime soon. Every projection we've made, things grow faster than what we thought. So we're really excited about that. When the product you sell is in high demand and the demand keeps growing every day, you feel really good about it. You go to sleep well every day. That's one interesting. The second one is, just as the internet in the late 90s, early 2000 created trillions of dollars of enterprise value, and then the LTE, in the late 2000s started creating value, we think 5G is the cusp of doing exactly the same thing, creating trillions of dollars of enterprise value on top of the network. The value is going to be different. It's mostly going to come from B2B applications. It's mostly going to come from custom applications driven by private 5G networks who use the low latency. So there is a huge opportunity to take share. There's an opportunity to build enterprise value. And carriers who do this first are going to win in the long run.
As they say, right, we tend to overestimate the effect of technology in the short term, but underestimate its effect in the long term. Rajan, same question to you. If you had to crystal ball gaze, what does the road ahead look like for you?
There are various reasons which are going to drive the adoption of 5G. The first one is decongestion. With the consumption on a phone up to 20 GB a month, and with most of India on cellular phones, the broadband is on the cellular phones, the networks on 4G are hugely congested. So very much necessary and essential that the networks are decongested. Second reason is fiberization, because of which a lot of services are not getting delivered. What I see is that 5G, especially the spectrum like millimeter wave, would help fiberization, achieve fiberization, not just for the network, but also for connecting the homes. On the third aspect is rural connectivity. A lot of rural India is still not connected. 5G offers that opportunity to connect the rural markets with lot of ease, speed, and very low maintenance.
Sampath, for 5G to thrive, you need the entire ecosystem to be in sync. The policymakers, the startups, to make the rollout a success and then eventually move to 6G. What is the role that Verizon can play in deployment in India?
5G is different because, as you said, it's all about the word ecosystem. We at Verizon, we got a little started early on this. So we've got deep relationships with 3 of the largest cloud providers, and we've already integrated our network with their clouds. So it's very easy for application developers and system integrators to come, plug in, and start working. As India deploys this, they're going to have to do a lot of that. Pre-integrate with large cloud providers, pick a couple of system integrators they can work with, and then lastly, open up that vast ecosystem of application developers in India to write applications that use critical 5G currencies. So it's going to be a party, it's going to be everyone coming together, but the time is right now for that.
Rajan, one final question. What is the road ahead for 5G in India? Can we unleash the full potential of 5G? If yes, how?
Whenever there was a G transition, the availability of the recent G devices was always a challenge. Generally, the network would come first and then the devices. In this case, for the first time, we have about 50 million of 5G devices already existing in India. So the first thing that's going to happen is the phones which are existing in India, the 5G phones, will start using the 5G network. So consumers will benefit from 5G on their existing devices. We also see a huge transition of the smartphone market to 5G. So that will also become, now it will get expedited. The second is, as I talked about, the connecting the homes. So fixed wireless access will be the way the homes will now be connected. So we will see millions of homes getting connected by fixed wireless access points. So that's the second thing. Rural, of course, as I said, so rural India will get connected. So that's another way of connecting and reducing the digital divide. One of the things which we have seen, which generally doesn't get too much of an attention or doesn't come into our direct line of attention, is the leveraging of this 5G technology by startups. So over the last few years, as we have engaged with startups and have been promoting and encouraging and incubating startups, we have seen a lot of the startups are now adopting 5G for designing their solutions. Now what is going to happen is that these same startups whose solutions are designed today for 5G for Indian market are going to be the solutions which even the global market will accept. So I think that's a major change and a major impact. We might see that in the coming few years, but that is already there as of now on the ground.
Thank you, gentlemen, for sharing your valuable insights with our viewers. It's time for a short break, but don't go anywhere, as on the other side, we take a tour of Qualcomm's Innovation Lab and see what cutting-edge technologies they're currently working on. Stay tuned. Welcome back to this very special episode of CNBC-TV18 and Qualcomm present the 5G opportunity. The unifying connectivity fabric of 5G is expanding the value of mobile networks and empowering many new connected services. Leading technology innovation on connectivity, Qualcomm continues to spearhead research on 5G and its evolution, supporting the discovery and the development of new use cases. Qualcomm is known to push the boundaries of what's possible across devices and networks to enable next-generation experiences and drive digital transformation across industries. With a strong engineering and R&D presence in India, its development centers located across Bangalore, Chennai and Hyderabad work very closely with their headquarters in San Diego to customize software and applications for India. To further understand how Qualcomm 5G and AI innovations are advancing the connected intelligent edge for digital transformation of industries and enterprises, I'm now joined by Srini Madali, Senior Vice President Engineering at Qualcomm's Bengaluru office, Mahesh Murthy, Vice President Engineering at Qualcomm's Chennai office, and Shashi Reddy, Vice President Engineering at Qualcomm's Hyderabad office. Welcome on board, gentlemen. Srini, please tell us, how is Qualcomm fostering innovation through its significant investments in R&D?
Thank you, Rima, for having me. India is the largest base outside of United States for Qualcomm research and development. We have 4 engineering development centers, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Noida, focusing on R&D. These development centers work with Qualcomm global team on the latest wireless technologies, software development, customizing software and applications for India and the world. Our India centers specialize in chip development technology such as custom ASIC solutions, embedded software for the chips, support in commercialization of advanced modem wireless systems, computer vision, satellite communications, and other technologies where they will be used in mobile phones and drones. With our investment in people, technology, and our collaboration with our partners, India is a major innovation hub for Qualcomm, and I believe we are the catalyst to infuse and accelerate innovation in the local ecosystems.
Accelerating innovation in the local ecosystem. Interesting. Mahesh, so what is the focus of research and innovation at the Chennai Center, and how does it connect with the global endeavors of Qualcomm's R&D?
Rima, we deliver compelling solutions in the connectivity space, specifically through Wi-Fi, so that we can embrace and extend the capabilities of 5G, especially when it comes to indoor and connected home. We deliver Wi-Fi 6E and Wi-Fi 7, which can bring an aggregate throughput of about 20 gigabits per second. But really what has changed in the world today is the focus on QoE, or quality of experience. And that is where some of the technologies that we are delivering help us enable real-time use cases, real-time experiences. So while we all use internet for a plethora of use cases at home, every such use case has a very different characteristic. For example, gaming is very latency sensitive. You can't have delays. But if you're having video conferencing, then it needs consistent high throughput. A bursty traffic is not okay. And likewise, if you're doing streaming, then you need high bit rates. So this requires the need for an intelligent network management. We are also bringing in the aspect of cloud so that using techniques like artificial intelligence and machine learning, we can learn usage patterns and use that to drive a more intelligent network management.
Network management being the key word there. Coming to you, Shashi, India is the largest base outside of San Diego for Qualcomm's research and development. What has been its contribution to Qualcomm's global R&D operations for 5G innovation?
Thank you, Rima. We work very closely with our global development centers in powering new mobile devices as well as adjacent businesses which uses our wireless technologies. The Qualcomm India Development Centers have both systems, hardware, software, firmware, and other aspects where we build our modem, multimedia, graphics, camera, artificial intelligence, AR and VR technologies in India.
Srini, can you give us a peek into the work being done at the Bangalore Center?
Sure, Rima. So in Bangalore, we work from the transistor circuit, which is the basic and fundamental building block in the hardware design, to an advanced wireless systems. Our teams work on the technology side, 5G design, standardization, advanced modem technologies, computer graphics, and camera systems, image signal processors, and computer vision, and other areas where the technology enables advanced products that the world will see. On the product side, from concept to the development, our teams involved in taking the latest design algorithms and architectures into a chip development custom ASIC solutions. Our teams develop and validate and deploy advanced value tier mobile platforms, IoT and compute platforms, and automotives.
Many thanks for that, Srini. Mahesh, what about you? Can you share some of the other cutting-edge technologies being developed that will further drive innovation and advancement in fixed wireless access and cellular and Wi-Fi connectivity across sectors?
Good question, Rima. In our perspective, 5G and Wi-Fi are absolutely complementary. As you yourself said, we are working on this concept of fixed wireless access, with which we are able to see connected homes where the broadband into the house is on 5G and the entire connectivity inside the house is managed over Wi-Fi using what we call gateways. So 5G comes with it a lot of SLAs and qualities of service, but they usually terminate at the devices which are directly on 5G. So if your device, if your equipment is behind the gateway and the 5G is ending on the gateway, then some of those 5G SLAs are not typically available to the end user devices. So this is where our ability to bring intelligent network management helps extend the 5G SLAs to every device inside your home, even though they are on Wi-Fi connected to the gateway. On similar note, we are also working on enabling Wi-Fi based positioning indoors, knowing very well that there are challenges with positioning inside the home. So with the Wi-Fi based positioning, we believe we can complement and enhance the positioning capabilities offered by 5G.
Well, let's hope 5G does improve the user experience significantly. Now, Shashi, even as India rolls out 5G, what are the key areas of innovation do you see being the focus going ahead?
Thank you, Rima. Our vision for 5G is building it as an unifying fabric, connectivity fabric across different technologies and different industries. We can use these innovations which we build into multiple industries, not just mobile, into automotive, industrial, IoT, and other aspects of it. So we have made 5G NR a reality by commercializing in 2019 across the globe. So we are also looking at not only bringing those innovations, but also making it very adaptable to the Indian conditions and Indian needs. So we are working very closely with TRAI, DOT, and MITI to bring those innovations. We are very happy that the government is working on smart cities as well as industrial IoTs. So we are looking at bringing those innovations into the country as well.
Well, Qualcomm seems to be ushering in a new age of technology in India. Srini, how does the Innovation Lab in Bangalore play a role as an enabler for the ecosystem and its partners?
Yeah, very good question, Rima. So we have a state-of-the-art, world-class lab, innovation lab in Bangalore, which has all the equipment, the tools, and experienced team members to support these technologies for all our partners and local ecosystem. So we have a program called QDIC, Qualcomm Design India program, where we support the local startup companies, and we provide technology support, leadership support, and also provide guidance as needed in translating their ideas and vision to India product.
Mahesh, please give us a sense of the innovations in the wireless communication space and the role 5G will play in enhancing this going ahead.
So I want to talk about one technology which we call as multi-link capability. This is the ability by which two different Wi-Fi radios can simultaneously talk using two different bands to the same device, thus creating what I would call an aggregated pipe to the same device. So imagine a fat pipe talking to the same device so that you have an improved user experience and better connectivity. Qualcomm is coming up with what we call Qualcomm Multi-Link Mesh. This actually brings novel improvements in the way we manage different network links in the home, links that go to the end devices, and also links that manage the backhaul. So overall, I believe that using these technologies, we are able to bring about significant improvements and establish new and incredible user experiences. So as a combination of 5G and Wi-Fi, we are able to enhance the capabilities that end users are able to do with connectivity.
More fulfilling user experiences on the way, all thanks to 5G. Shashi, what is the significance or contribution made by the Hyderabad Center in the development of 5G use cases for India?
Thank you, Rima. The expertise of the Hyderabad Center lies in the software, firmware, development of wireless modems, which has 2G to 5G capabilities, multimedia, camera, graphics, also connectivity like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and other embedded applications. Recently, in the last few years, we have built competence in 5G, gaming, small cells, as well as hardware development center also in Hyderabad, along with our Bangalore center.
Gentlemen, a big thank you to all of you for joining us on this very special discussion. With that, it's a wrap on the series. Through the course of these last 12 episodes, we've tried to not only cover the important technical aspects of 5G technology, but also highlight the game-changing impact that 5G will have on both industry as well as consumers. And now that the technology is officially here in India, we're excited to see what lies ahead. Thank you for watching CNBC-TV18 and Qualcomm present the 5G opportunity.
Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.